It's my first 20-mile long run of this sub-3 marathon training block, and today I'm trying out this caffeine. I've not had caffeine in about 15 years of running, and last time it didn't go well, so I thought it was about time I give it another go. So join me on this 20-mile run, 32k, and let's see how we get on. Hello, I'm Nick. Welcome back to the channel. NRG are my initials, just in case you're wondering. So it's all about the long run today, which I've just started. 20 miles, 32k. I'm using that really as a guide, but I do my long runs by duration, so I'm looking at around sort of 2 hours 40, 2 hours 45 is the plan. So we're currently on our way to Letchworth Park Run. It's a very long park run sandwich today. Plan to run 10 miles, 16k before the park run, then do the park run, and then finish off the rest of the run after. And I'm also doing some endurance quality, as it's called by Andrew Snow in his book Run Elite. But more on that shortly. Just take you through my week so far first. So we're in week 9, and that means at the time of recording it's 10 weeks to go until the Abingdon Marathon in Oxfordshire, UK, and it's getting serious. Hence this long run today, going over that 20 mile 32k mark for the first time in the block. Firstly though, just want to talk back through my week. I've got Strava up, and the first run on a Monday was 50 minutes easy and 5 times 20-second strides. I mentioned, as you saw in my last video, I'm away on holiday. We were camping in North Somerset. Absolutely beautiful and very flat, which was a surprise for me. My pace definitely dropped or sped up, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, while keeping it easy, definitely the pace had quickened, and the flatness probably all helped with that. On Tuesday it was speed, so fast quality intervals, as they say in Run Elite, and the plan was to be doing 400 meters on, 400 meters off, times 12, but split into 2 blocks of 6. So my pace for that, I was aiming for sort of like 550 to 559 mile pace, just about my 10k pace right now, and I think that was about 112% of race pace. Felt brilliant, felt really controlled. I definitely had more that I could have given, but the point was to run it around 10k pace. And yeah, ended up doing with a 3 mile 5k warm-up, and similar on the cool down, doing just over 12 miles in all. So yeah, really good session, really pleased with that. Really flat, heart rate relatively low, and yeah, a very rare session where I wasn't running with my club mates, but I felt good for it. Wednesday was a rest day as per. Fortunately no Henry to show because we were away. We went to Burness-on-Sea just for a nice chill day on the beach. Thursday was a 75-minute recovery run, did over 8 miles in all, 13k, and yeah, me running with the cows, beautiful, absolutely loved it. Heart rate went fantastic. Decided to play a game with myself and just try and keep the heart rate below 130 the whole time, which is into zone 2 but not by loads. And yeah, mission complete, felt great. And then yesterday, Friday, was a long journey home back to Hertfordshire. We left I think about 10 AM, something like that. Stopped off in Cheddar, but with a couple of stops to charge the car, I didn't end up getting back in until 5 PM, then sorting all the stuff out. So eventually got out around 6:30 and did 1 hour easy and then 5 times 20-second strides. It was pretty warm, reasonably, but again, heart rate and pace looking good. And that brings us to today, this long run. So I talked about the endurance quality earlier. Let's go through that now. Apologies if it's a bit noisy. So I'm planning to do 2x4 miles at 91% of race pace. And again, I'm choosing to use that as a bit of a range, which is 640 to 650 a mile, and 91% of that is 727 to 716 a mile, or 438 to 431 a kilometre. So we've done just over 2 miles, 3k, and once we get to the 5 mile mark, so 8k, then we're going to do those 4 miles at a quicker pace. You can probably already tell from my breathing, I'm running a little bit quicker than easy. I'm progressing into a more steady pace, so sort of around 8-minute miles, 5-minute kilometers, and yeah, going to kind of pick it up from there. Then we're doing Letchworth Park Run, so yeah, hopefully seeing a few people there do park run, so 3.1 miles, 5 kilometers, and then do that second lot of endurance quality for the second half of my run. But yeah, by the time we're done park run, it's going to be about 13 miles, 21k. So let's talk nutrition. So key part of this long run today is trying out caffeine for the first time in a very long time. About every 30 minutes, from 20 minutes in, I'm taking a gel. So anyone that's been following on, I've been taking these beta gels, SAS Beta Fuel, and they have 40 grams of carbs in. Just gone 20 minutes into the run to take my first one, and then every 30 minutes thereafter, including that caffeine gel a little bit further into the run. So I've got neutral flavour and seems to go down the best. It's still pretty sweet. The orange one, if anyone's had that, very sweet. Yeah, this is just takes the edge off a little bit, but don't get me wrong, still sweet. I'll try and take this down in a few sips. So that's one gel done. On we go. Other thing to say is this is going to be another big week mileage wise. So the last couple we've done 58 miles, 93k. This week we're knocking it up to 62 miles or 100k. I'm going to go in my next video in a little bit more detail about what that really looks like day to day. But for this one, it's the first time we're hitting that mileage since my last marathon I did, Boston Marathon UK, back in April 2024. But we're going to be doing a lot more weeks around this mileage rather than it just be a one-off. Okay, so mile 5, 8 kilometers coming up shortly. So we're going to be getting into the speed block. Time to talk about the shoes. I've got the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s on, my older version, which I've been using for long runs. Probably going to retire them soon and then start using my old Nike Alpha Fly ones, which is going to be my race shoe as well, so just makes sense to start doing long runs in those, get used to different stride length, things like that. But yeah, today I'm sticking with the Saucony Speeds, and yeah, just done a big old hill, a little bit of recovery, and then we hit 4 miles at 91% of race pace. We've hit 5 miles, 8k. Let's do this first 4 mile block. 7:16 to 7:27 pace, let's go. 2 miles done, 7:21, 7:16, feeling good. So mile 3 of that was a 7:16, just on mile 4, 7:19, dog for company and a bike. So just approaching part 1 now. It's not long till I take this caffeine gel. They say it takes about 15 minutes to get into the system and then up to sort of 45 minutes to an hour to reach peak effect. So during the part 1, I'm going to take this. It's 75 milligrams of caffeine. Got a toilet roll in my bag just in case. Hello.
Well done.
Right, have a good one. That's Charlie W flying by. So caffeine gel down, 22 grams of carbs. So actually took a standard SAS to top it up to over 40 grams. And yeah, all went down okay, but time will tell. Good time, thank you. So 1 hour 50 on the watch, time for another gel, back to the beat a few, 40 grams of carbs, and we're just coming up to 14 miles, roughly just shy of 23k, about to start another 4-mile block. And that's it, ticked over, let's get going. Probably should have said this before, but I don't actually drink coffee, so I'm not used to having caffeine. So that's why it's a big thing for me. So first 2 miles of endurance quality done, 7:20, including hurdling 2 styles. Not expecting to do that on the marathon. And another 7:20, a bit of uphill involved. 2 to go, and then 2 more miles cool down, heading into Bulldog for those that are local. So I'm out on the Colourful Common Loop where I did some of my marathon paced workouts and training when I did Boston Marathon UK last year, and we're just coming up to the final mile, and then 18 miles, 29k in total. There we go, just ticked over, finished with a 7:14. The one before was a 7:15 I think, so finishing strong, and we just hit 2 hours 20, 1 hour since I had my caffeine gel. It's meant to be great for alertness, and yeah, I feel pretty good. No bowel movement, which is great. I realise I need to slow down now. Just going to take my final gel now, another 40 grams, and we're heading for home. There's nothing like a big old hill to finish, eh? Final mile. So just ticked over the 20-mile mark, 32k. As I'm doing this run based on duration, as I said at the start, it was going to be 2 hours 40 to 2 hours 45. So I've got 3 more minutes of running to take me up to 2 hours 40. So I could not have timed this better. 15 seconds to go and my house is in sight. It's going to be about 20.5 miles on the watch. So 32 and a bit k. And there we go, 2 hours 40. We are done. So I will throw the splits up, but yeah, 20.44 miles, just shy of 33k, and that felt really good. 7:50 average pace, throw what that is up in kilometers. Felt, yeah, strong throughout. That endurance quality bit was fine, and let's be honest, it should be, because it's still sort of 30 to 40 seconds slower than my goal marathon pace, so it shouldn't feel really difficult. But 10 weeks out, the fact it did feel as comfortable as it did is really encouraging. Just looked at the heart rate, 152 average on what is getting to be a bit of a warmer day, so yeah, very pleased. I am very pleased to say I did not need this today. So I did the run today, long run today on a Saturday rather than a Sunday, because I'm out tonight. I don't drink very often, but we've had a few social occasions and the holiday, so yeah, making it work for me. One more run to do tomorrow. I'll reflect a little bit more on the week, total mileage, and then that will be that. Hello, we've made it to the last day of the week, and maybe you can tell from my voice, but I was out for a few drinks last night in London, a few too many margaritas perhaps, but we've made it out for this 60-ish minute recovery run to round things off, and it's a bit later than planned, getting close to 11 AM and temperature is hotting up, so I've got my hat on, and yeah, just going to try and take it super chill after yesterday's long run. So a few reflections on that long run. Obviously the main focus was trying out that caffeine gel for the first time in years and years and years, and as mentioned, don't often have caffeine, don't drink coffee, sorry everyone, and so I wasn't sure what sort of impact, positive, negative, it was going to have. It's worth checking out an article on the Running Channel website. I'll put a link to it in the description. Really helpful in terms of sort of the benefits of caffeine and also some of the pitfalls, and the main concern was, would it make me go to the toilet? Would it affect my run? It didn't, and that's a really good sign. One thing you can get is kind of jitteriness from caffeine. I didn't feel that either, so it's probably more likely to be a benefit than a hindrance based on that. And what you should be able to get from it is just that increased alertness, you know, and just get that energy back up again and focus. I can't say I noticed that too much of a difference, but certainly didn't do any harm. So the next steps for that will be to try a bit more caffeine. Ultimately I'd like to get to a place where I can have one of these 40 grams of carbs Beta Fuel gels which has caffeine in it, and then rather than having to take 2 gels at once to get that carb intake in, I can just have the one. So I'll play around with that in the weeks to come, see how that goes. But ultimately a very successful long run. The fueling very much went to plan, the pacing was very good and where I wanted it to be, and all encouraging signs as we are now, at the time of recording, 10 weeks out from the Abingdon Marathon. So I'm just going to crack on with this recovery run, try and take it nice and chill, and I'll catch up with you at the end for a final reflection on the week, which is going to be a big one mileage wise, and let's see what that race predictor says too. So just ticked over 7 miles, 65 minutes on the watch, and I'm just going to round up to 7.2, as that will mean I've hit 62 miles, 100 kilometers for the week. And yeah, that is a great feeling. Feet just a little bit sore at times, keeping an eye on that. A bit of, you know, potential plantar fasciitis to always think about, but yeah, I'm in really good shape right now, and it's really encouraging signs. Just 0.1 to go and then we're done. That was a bit of a tough one today. Really tried to take it super easy, but even so, just yeah, late nights don't go well with running, but it's about finding that balance. Almost done, and there we have it, we are done. So just having a little look at the race predictor, we are now on for a 2:56.06 marathon according to Garmin. As always, taken with a pinch of salt, but everything heading in the right direction. 5k 17:30, so just 5 seconds slower than my current PB. 10k saying 36:55, didn't blow that 37 minutes. I haven't run that, but I feel that's achievable. And a half of 1:21.54, again about a minute quicker than I've run it, I think, yeah, but I think that's pretty much where my fitness is right now. So yeah, really encouraging signs, and the main thing here is it's heading in the right direction. On a warmer day today, heart rate a bit higher than I would have liked, but still tried to keep it super chill, and yeah, very pleased. So that is it for this week. I'm going to go in more detail into my 62 mile 100k week next week, so I'm doing that all over again. But yeah, that's all for this one. If you've enjoyed the video, do give it a like. Please do subscribe to the channel if you want to follow me on my journey, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.